Welcome students. This is part 2 of grade 9 science chapter number 8 motion. In the previous videos you have seen the difference between distance and displacement. These are the basic terms to describe a motion. Now when we are describing the motion, we can say that the motion of an object is uniform or non-uniform. Now what does uniform mean? Uniform मतलब कि वो स्ट्रेट लाइन में मूव कर रहा है इसलिए वो सीधा सीधा जा रहा है तो वो यूनिफॉर्म मोशन है. नो, we cannot say that if an object is always moving in a straight line it is an uniform motion. When an object travels equal distance in equal interval of time, the object is said to have uniform motion. Means when an object moves at equal distance in equal interval of time, then and then only we can say that the object is in uniform motion. And non-uniform motion means when the object travels unequal distance in equal interval of time, no matter how small these intervals may be, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Okay, जब ऑब्जेक्ट ट्रैवल करता है अनइक्वल डिस्टेंस और इक्वल इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम हो या फिर अनइक्वल इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम हो तो भी उसको कहते हैं नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मोशन. सपोज इफ आई सी एन एग्जांपल ऑफ a vehicle, a train that is moving from one station to another station. Okay, if it is moving from one station to another station, in between it has certain halt. Okay, so we cannot say that it has traveled equal distance in equal interval of time. So it is having non-uniform motion. If the train has reached a position with equal distance, suppose it has traveled 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. Okay, 10 kilometers in 20 minutes, we can say that it is in uniform motion. The first 10 kilometers from position O to A, 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. From position A to B, again 10 kilometers, further 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. Now from position B to C, again 10 kilometers in 20 minutes, means it has traveled equal distance and the time taken to travel that distance is also same, that is 20 minutes, 20 minutes and 20 minutes. So we can say that the train is moving in a uniform motion. Now suppose the train has moved from position AO to position A. It took 10 kilometers, it traveled 10 kilometers and it took 20 minutes. Now from position A to position B, it had to wait for a signal and it had traveled 10 kilometers but it took 30 minutes. Now from position B to position C, it had to not wait for any of the signals. It had again traveled 10 kilometers in 15 minutes. So you can see the distance is same but the time is different. Okay, the time taken by the train to reach the certain specific positions, that is O, A, B, is different. So we can say that the train has moved in a non-uniform motion. So here the time was unequal. So every time it doesn't mean that it has to move unequal distance in unequal interval of time. It can be equal distance in unequal interval of time. It can be unequal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, then we can say that the object has traveled in a non-uniform motion. Now, when you are considering a uniform motion, a train running at a speed of 90 km per hour. Now we have not learned what is speed. We will learn in this lecture only what is speed. The distance 50 kilometers in 1 hour, 100 kilometers in 2 hours. So we can say that it is a uniform motion. Now if you are considering it as a non-uniform motion, when brakes are applied to a speeding car, we can say that it is non-uniform motion. Now when you make a graph of distance and time in case of a uniform motion, you will get a straight line. You will get a graph like this because with equal interval of time, the distance is also increasing. So it will be a straight line. And in case of non-uniform motion, you will get a graph like a curved line because with equal interval of time, the distance traveled is not equal. So it will be a curved line. So this is a graph of uniform motion, and this is a graph of non-uniform motion. It can be asked for 1 mark questions. This of any kind of graphs will be given, and it will be asked to you in from the above graph what is the kind of graph. So you have to write, if it is a straight line it is a uniform motion, if it is a curved line it is a non-uniform motion, but in the x-axis and the y-axis it should be time and distance. अगर distance versus time, इसको कहते हैं distance versus time graph में, this is a non-uniform motion. In distance versus time graph, this is a non-uniform motion. Now let's see what is speed. The proper definition of speed is the distance traveled by an object per unit time. Okay, एक यूनिट टाइम में, एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम में उस ऑब्जेक्ट ने जितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया है उसको कहते हैं स्पीड. स्पीड का सिंबल है स्मॉल v. स्पीड इज इक्वल्स टू, एज पर द डेफिनेशन, डिस्टेंस पर यूनिट टाइम. पर मीन्स अपॉन, तो डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम. एंड द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ स्पीड इज, डिस्टेंस का यूनिट है मीटर, टाइम का यूनिट है सेकेंड. सो इट विल बी मीटर पर सेकेंड, है ना. एम मीटर का शॉर्ट फॉर्म, सेकेंड का शॉर्ट फॉर्म एस. सो यू कैन राइट एम पर एस. नाउ seconds is in the denominator. When you take from something from the denominator to the numerator, you will take the inverse of it. तो सेकेंड के ऊपर पावर 1 है, तो वो अगर हम न्यूमरेटर में ले लेंगे इट विल बी -1. सो यू कैन इवन राइट द यूनिट ऑफ स्पीड एज मीटर सेकेंड रेज टू -1. इसको भी हम बोलेंगे मीटर पर सेकेंड ही. नाउ द अनदर यूनिट ऑफ स्पीड इज व्हेन यू आर कंसीडरिंग द हायर यूनिट्स. जैसे मीटर से बड़ा होता है किलोमीटर, सेकेंड से बड़ा होता है आर. सो इफ़ यू विल कंसीडर किलोमीटर एंड आर, the unit of speed will be kilometer per hour. Now again here speed we are considering the distance traveled per unit time. हमने distance लिया है तो यहाँ पे direction तो आया ही नहीं. So again our speed will also be a scalar quantity. Now distance traveled is measured by an odometer. हम जब vehicles drive करते हैं, you can see that on the vehicles there is a digital meter that shows the distance traveled and that shows the fluctuation. एक arrow fluctuate होता रहता है. वो कब fluctuate होता है? जब हम speed increase या decrease करते हैं, है ना. So the fluctuating meter is a speedometer, and that means you can determine the speed of the vehicle with the help of a speedometer. And in the readings you can see numbers, है ना. 10 5 मतलब 1 2 0 6, और उसमें एक लास्ट में एक डिजिट होता है, वो रोटेट होता रहता है. दैट इज यूज टू डिटरमाइन द डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड बाय द व्हीकल, एंड दैट इंस्ट्रूमेंट इज नोन एज द ओडोमीटर. ओके, ओडोमीटर इज यूज टू determine the distance traveled or measure the distance traveled by the vehicle, and the speedometer is used to measure the speed with which the vehicle has moved. There are 3 types of speed: uniform speed, non-uniform speed and average speed. ठीक है, जैसे हमारा यूनिफॉर्म मोशन नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मोशन था, सेम वे वी हैव यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड, यूनिफॉर्म मोशन, नॉन यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड एंड एवरेज स्पीड. Uniform speed means when the object is traveling equal distance with equal interval time, it was uniform motion. So when the object is in uniform motion, we can say that it is having uniform speed. When the object is having non-uniform motion, when the object is moving, when the speed of the object is in a non-uniform motion, we can say that it is non-uniform speed. Now what is average speed? What is average? When we were taking average of any of the things, average of the number of students, average of the height, average of number of boys in the school, तो हम क्या करते थे? Total number of boys in each school, total number of boys in each class, we will add it up and we will divide it with total number of classes. We will get the average of the number of boys in the school. Now if you are considering average speed, it is total distance traveled upon total time taken. पूरा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करने के लिए ओ से ए से बी से सी से डी से ई, ये टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करने के लिए जितना भी डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया है डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल टाइम टेकन। ओ से ए में 1 मिनट, ए से बी में 2 मिनट्स, बी से सी में 3 मिनट्स, तो 1+2+3 +1+2+3 जितना भी टाइम लगा है पूरे टाइम को ऐड कर दो, पूरे डिस्टेंस को ऐड कर दो। By dividing both of them, you will get the average speed. So average speed is also determined by symbol V. So V equals to S upon T. Now let's learn with this with an example. If an object travels 10 meter in 3 seconds and 12 meters in 7 seconds, then its average speed will be. Okay, so from here we can see that it is a non-uniform motion. 10 मीटर्स में 10 मीटर्स ट्रैवल करने के लिए 3 सेकेंड्स लगे और 2 मीटर ट्रैवल करने के लिए 7 सेकेंड्स लगे. सो दिस इज़ अ नॉन यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड. सो इफ़ यू आर कंसिडरिंग एवरेज स्पीड, total distance will be 10 meters plus 12 meters, that is 22 meters, and the total time will be 3 seconds plus 7 seconds, that is 10 seconds. So 22 upon 10 is 2.2 meter per second. So your average speed will be 2.2 meter per second. Now speed can also have a direction. ठीक है, स्पीड विथ डायरेक्शन भी हो सकता है. वी आर मूविंग, आई एम ड्राइविंग द व्हीकल at a speed of 10 meter per second towards the left side. I have to move from my house with a speed of 10 kilometers per hour to the left side, left direction, or towards the north direction to reach the school. So वहाँ पे direction आ गया. So whenever you are considering speed with direction, it is known as velocity. Okay, to describe rate of motion in a direction, the term velocity is used. It is defined as speed of an object in a particular direction. So डायरेक्शन था तो क्या आता था, डिस्टेंस नहीं आता था, है ना. डायरेक्शन आ गया तो हम डिस्प्लेसमेंट कंसीडर कर सकते थे. सो वेलोसिटी विल बी डिस्प्लेसमेंट अपॉन टाइम. नाउ अगेन SI यूनिट ऑफ वेलोसिटी विल बी सेम एज स्पीड ओनली, दैट इज मीटर पर सेकेंड और मीटर सेकेंड रेज टू -1. The velocity of an object can be uniform or variable, है ना. velocity can be uniform और it can be variable. नॉन यूनिफॉर्म वेलोसिटी भी हो सकता है, यूनिफॉर्म वेलोसिटी भी हो सकता है. इट कैन बी चेंज्ड बाय चेंजिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट स्पीड, डायरेक्शन ऑफ मोशन और बोथ. अगर हम स्पीड और डायरेक्शन दोनों चेंज करते हैं तो वेलोसिटी चेंज हो सकता है. Now, average velocity is when an object is moving in a more straight line at a variable speed. Speed उसका change होता रह रहा है. The magnitude of its rate of motion is said to be average velocity. जो हमको ऐड करने के बाद एक specific value मिलता है, एक number मिलता है, उसको कहते हैं magnitude. That magnitude is rate of motion is called average velocity. Now average velocity in case of uniform motion is initial position u plus v upon 2. Now here u is the initial position, मतलब O से हमने start किया, that is our initial position, और final position is v. जब हम initial position और final position को add करेंगे and we will divide it by 2 because we are having two नंबर्स, है ना. इनिशियल पोजीशन का एक नंबर, फाइनल पोजीशन का एक नंबर. सो वी आर हैविंग 2 नंबर्स, सो वी विल बी कंसिडरिंग ओनली 2 आउटकम्स, 2 वैल्यूज ही होंगे हमारे पास. सो वी विल डिवाइड इट बाई 2. सो u plus v upon 2, you will get average velocity when the object is having uniform motion. Now in case of non-uniform motion, you will add the total displacement. ठीक है, पूरा displacement, total displacement upon total time taken. Now when you are considering displacement, it will be the position of initial position and the final position and the total time taken. Now let's learn it with an example. The odometer of a car reads 2000 km at the start of a trip and 2400 km at the end of the trip. ओडोमीटर में रीडिंग जब हमने कार स्टार्ट किया था, सो इट वॉज the reading was 2000 kilometers, and after reaching a destination it is 2400 kilometers, and in the whole journey we took 8 hours. So calculate the average speed of the car in kilometer per hour and meter per second. So to calculate the average speed we have to consider the total distance, है ना. तो distance कितना travel किया, displacement हमको travel करना है in short. So earlier it was 2400, 2000, अभी 2400 हुआ. तो total change in reading कितना है, 2400 minus 2000, so it is 400 kilometers and the time taken is 8 hours. So average speed will be 400 upon 8, that is 50 kilometers per hour. Now we have to, this is kilometer per hour because the units mentioned in the question is kilometer and hours. Now if we have to convert it into meter per second, kilometers को हमको convert करना होगा 1000. 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So 50 kilometer will be 50 into 1000 meters and 1 hour is 60 seconds. So 1 hour is equals to into 60 seconds. So 1000 upon 60 करना पड़ेगा. When you will reduce it, when you will cut it 0 zeros and when you will cut 6 to 500, you will get 5000 upon 6, that is 13.9 meter per second. There is again a short form of converting kilometer per hours to meter per second. If you will divide 1000 by 60, you will get a value. Okay, you can use that value also to divide this. That value is 5 upon 18. तुम अगर 1000 upon 60 करोगे, अब ये hours to seconds है ना, तो उसको हमको 60 into 60 करना पड़ेगा. Okay, again here you have to do 60 into 60, then only you will get into 60. I have written here only 160, but it will be 60 into 60. Okay, you have from kilometer hours to minutes में करने के लिए 60, minutes to seconds में करने के लिए 60. तो 1000 upon 3600 करोगे, you will get a value that is 15, that is 5 upon 18. तो डायरेक्टली अगर सपोज अ वैल्यू दिया हुआ है किलोमीटर पर आवर में, उसको तुमको मीटर पर सेकेंड में करना है, तो तुम उस वैल्यू को, सपोज यहाँ पे 50 किलोमीटर दिया है, तो डायरेक्टली यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई इट विथ 5 अपॉन 18. और अगर मीटर पर सेकेंड में से किलोमीटर पर आवर में जाना है, तो यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई द पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू विथ 18 अपॉन 5. ओके, सो if you calculate average velocity when a car again reaches a start position, so the average velocity will be displacement upon time taken. अब जहाँ पे वो पहले था, अब वहीं पे वो पहुँच गया है, तो यहाँ पे डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या हो जाएगा, 0, है ना. फाइनल पोजीशन और इनिशियल पोजीशन दोनों सेम है, तो दोनों क्या हो जाएगा, 0. 0 upon time taken is 8 hours, so your average velocity will be again 0. Okay. So the uniform motion is velocity of an object remains constant with change in time, and non-uniform motion is velocity of an object changes with time. Now rate of change of velocity will be 0. Uniform motion में rate of change of velocity क्या होगा, 0 होगा, क्योंकि velocity of an object remains constant with change in time. In case of non-uniform motion, the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration.